Okay, so kicking off with New Zealand CAD, and I'm going to do a top-down analysis. So first of all, I'm looking for a directional bias, and we don't need to look too far back for that to see that we had this downtrend. We've moved up, and we're trying to break out of that downtrend. Right, we've broken the trend line resistance, so this now becomes a counter trend line. We've got this impulse, 1, 2, 3 months uh, of rallying this year, and we've come into that length, and we've done a 38.2 correction. This candle here um, shows me that the market has lost the downside momentum, and we've got this candle here, um, which we're halfway through the month pretty much, and um, basically we've come down, so we've got shorts in the market, and I would say that we could potentially move back, in a short squeeze, move up into those shorts and close higher up this month. We've got this W formation, which is a reversion pattern. So we've come into towards the neckline of that pattern. We haven't quite touched the neckline, but it's near. Or we may have. No, we haven't quite touched it, but it's near enough. Um, so I'd be looking for at this moment the deceleration to be longing the market from a swing trading perspective and somewhat day trading as well. So we're now on the weekly chart, and we can see that indeed we're moving back into the shorts currently. There's not much more to say about that. Um, we've got this M formation, and we've moved into that already. Now we have broken structure over here. Um, had this been a more shallow correction with less momentum, with less length in the market, then, for instance, if this had been phased out here, I'd be looking for the market to sort of roll over and head lower. But because we've come up so hard, um, I would say that we're slowing down on the downside, and I'd be again looking for opportunities to be long. Um, Now we could say that the support is in and around here currently. So that's the weekly chart. Coming into the daily chart, so we've highlighted where we feel support might be. Um, Looks to be good. Now I think we're stacking up to move back into the week so far's shorts. So I'm looking for a move up from support to sort of phase out any sort of this sort of scenario. Um, so the day so far is bearish. That may continue, we just don't know. But if we were to move into the 4-hour chart, what are we looking like? So we're breaking this trend line here, and stacking up. Now we've got this M formation. Again, I'd say that any further downside would be limited. I mean, we can have it, but I'd say that would be limited on the downside and moving back up. So whether this is going to continue lower, we've got 2 hours before the close of this candle. If this were to close as a doji, that would be a sign of deceleration. We'd be looking for the move up into shorts, and then getting above here for a sizable move higher. And on the downside, we've got some more to go until these lows over here. So there is the potential to come in lower, moving into this length. But we'll just have to see. So, I mean, there's nothing really to do at the moment. We're at support. Selling at support is not particularly the best trade plan. But looking for it to decelerate and then buy low to go up. So that's where I am really with this market at the moment. As I've said, I mean, you've got this hourly scenario. It's the same picture, really. Maybe coming back up to potentially come back down, but again, only to come back up later on during the week. We've broken structure here to some degree, so there is the prospect of coming up to roll over. You can pull up your Fibonacci and sort of gauge where this might start to peter out in the correction. So coming up to 38.2, you've got the 50% mean reversion area lining up with prior lows that could act as resistance. So we just sort of do that. We're looking for it to roll over somewhere in here if it's going to go to the downside again. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. But this is sort of mumble jumble stuff. You really want to, I mean, you might have a strategy where you're targeting lower. You could do that on the 15-minute chart, and you could say, well, I want this to start giving me price action that's showing that it's about to roll over. On the lower time frames for a day trade to the downside potentially. Okay, I'll leave it there.